What's going on, guys? Self-Denial here, and today we're going to be looking at 5 free plugins that I think everybody should have. So first off, we're going to be looking at Vitalsynth. Now this thing has been gaining some traction recently, been compared to Serum a lot, but honestly I've got to say it is more comparable to Massive in a lot of aspects, but it does have a lot of Serum aspects about it. So I really think that it's more of just a combination of Serum and Massive, everything that everyone loved about both synths, and that's why I think you guys should check this out, download it. Look at the kind of sounds you can make. I'm a dubstep producer for the most part, um, and I love doing random sound design things. And just check this out. I mean, that's a kick sample, a in-house wavetable plus another in-house wavetable, and then everything else is just straight effects that belong inside this plugin. It's amazing. It's got, LFOs just like you normally would have. You've got your envelopes, you've got your random what you call it, so your random LFOs here. You've got, your note velocity, all those type of things over here. You got your glide, spread, you got your, how much the pitch wheel bends, your voices, all that stuff. You got your phase here. This where I've got it at 0%, phase randomization. So if you hover over stuff, or I guess hold on to it, um, it'll tell you what it is, and this is just your phase. You got your unison. Comes with 2 warp modes on each oscillator, and there's 3 oscillators. That's one of my favorite parts, is that there's 3 oscillators. So I can FM something, which I believe I'm doing right here. I can FM something and then have a separate wavetable and then just mix it all together, and it's amazing. And you can route them however you want. You can actually route them to bypass these filters and go straight to the effects. That's something that's more like Massive to me, and that I absolutely love about this plugin. Also, you've got the fact that there's 2 filters here, and they have a lot of their own stuff here. Traditional stuff. They have analog, dirty, whatever. All these 4 are this gonna have this side list here, if I'm not mistaken. But digital is the one that you're probably used to from using Serum. Digital is the one that's really going to give you your vowel sounds and all that stuff. And then you just morph between the different ones. You got your low pass, high pass, and in the middle it's a band pass. Very simple. Um, you got on the oscillators, your wavetables on the side. This is a part of the warp mode. Whatever warp mode you have, some of them have a little extra thing over here. I think that's your plus and minus, since we're doing a bend. And I think squeeze is intended to be more like the asymmetrical warp mode in Serum, and so you have your plus and minus there also. Um, Going into the effects, you've got distortion, compressor, chorus, all the typical things that you would want. Honestly, I love this reverb more than Serum's, so just saying. The EQ is a little lacking. It's really just intended for EQing only, not necessarily for you to manipulate to make more vowels, because you do have 2 filters here plus a third one in the effects section, which the filter here shows you what's going on still, unlike in Serum where the filter under the effects section doesn't have that. You just have to go based off of numbers and how it sounds. I'm a very visual person, so this kind of stuff is really a plus for me. But yeah, that's Vitalsynth in a nutshell. It's free. You can pay $25 to get more wavetables. They have a monthly thing, so you can get all of the wavetables. But one of the best things about this is this right here, text to wavetable. You can type whatever you want. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll just reload this initialize preset. We're gonna do text to wavetable. Let's just get it, say self-denial. So you just hit enter, and I don't know if you saw, but I'll show you in a second. I could really do a whole video on this. So we're gonna do it at a bar, and it's just
Self-denial.
yep. Change your octave,
Self-denial.
I mean, it's pretty cool, especially if you're doing electronic music. It's really good to use. But when you do this, you can actually change the language, and it's got a few different English accents here. So it is pretty cool thing to use. You still have your matrix and advanced and all that. Let me go ahead and open my preset back up. Go to user, discuss. Ooh, okay. You are only able to do 2 text to wavetables per day for the free version. If you do the subscription, um, pay per month, then you can do as many as you want. Um, but yeah, that's Vitalsynth in a nutshell. Moving on to the next one, we've got the Xfor Records OTT. Now I know a lot of people have seen this probably, or maybe you use Ableton and you are used to the where is it? The multiband dynamics, the OTT that comes with it. This basically does the same thing. It has a different timbre, and that's why you would use it while you're also an Ableton user. But if you don't use Ableton, you're using FL Studio, Logic, whatever, get this plugin. It's free, and it really enhances your sound. So before we had this, and then after we have this. It's just a little bit fatter, a little more meatier. It doesn't have like those annoying tails that the Ableton OTT has, which is one of my favorite things about it. But yeah, definitely pick it up. Very simple design. You just have a few knobs here labeled really well. You can adjust these if you need to. I usually like a little high end, drop a hair in the lows, and then drop a hair in the middle and then leave the lows alone. And that's what I usually like to have. So next, we're going to be looking at Native Instruments Supercharger. Now, this thing has been out for a while. It's been completely free for a while, and it's one of their few standalone plugins. By that, I mean you don't have to use Reactor. You can, if I'm not mistaken, but you don't have to. Obviously, this is just here by itself. This really reminds me of the glue compressor in Ableton, and mainly because this is like your threshold here, and then you can kind of have your makeup there. I really like the way the knob like kind of snaps at 0 if I'm moving very slightly. I don't keep bouncing between negative 0.1 and positive 0.1. You got your dry wet, your dirt, your punch, your side chain. These 3 are buttons, and then you just have the 4 knobs. So pretty simple design. I mean, it's just a compressor, but it does do some work. So this is what we have, which is Vital in the OTT, and then with Supercharger, yeah, we brought it down just a little bit. So compressors tend to do that, and we'll go ahead and do that. And there you go. Without the dirt, it does sound a little different. And that's just like the OTT. I already have an OTT that I can use. I already have compressors that I can use, but it sounds different. I don't know. It adds a little something different, and that's why I suggest that you should use it. Next, we're going to be looking at the I think I always want to say isotope, and I believe it is isotope. But this is called the vocal doubler. Okay, it's a free chorus plugin. It's really for vocals. Okay, that is why it is named what it is named. It is a vocal plugin. It is meant to, give you that, almost like a crowd of people sound, and it really does. It works really well. But you can use it on basses if you are into that type of thing. I've got this set at 50%. So this is what we got first, and then this is what we have after. And it just widens it just a little bit. Like I said, you can just use it like a chorus. If you're using it on a bass or a sound or whatever, just don't have it all the way up. It won't sound very pretty. And finally, we've got the Ozone Imager. So this thing is free. This is actually the Ozone Imager 2. They did update it and give you some different modes that you can click between, but I usually don't really mess with that. But it's just a stereo imager. I mean, it's that simple. So you can see with our vocal doubler, we turn that off. We've got a very centered sound right there. And now it's just a hair wider. But we can use this to actually make it more wide. And if we really want to go crazy, we just stereoize it. And now it's like everywhere. So very simple plugin. It's kind of like utility, but it's only about width. It's not about volume. There's no volume control on this. So if you are using this to actually widen something, I would have some volume control after that because it may sound a little bit louder after that. It's got a few modes here that you can mess with. Yep, and it's just different visualizers. And I mean, it's a super simple plugin, but it is free and it is worth using. Even if you just want to use it to see what your stereo field on your master looks like, go for it. It's worth having. But I love using it to widen things. I love using it to see where I'm at in the stereo field. I even love using it to put things in mono. I mean, if I want a whole sound in mono, I'll do this because it'll actually show me the field and I can actually see the change that I'm making. Whereas with utility, I don't have that. So that's why I recommend this 100%. And I believe if you guys were to go and download all of these right now, I promise you, you would have the weapons to make some really good music, no matter what the genre is that you're trying to make. So go check these out. I'll have the link down in the description of the video. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, you comment, and you subscribe to the channel. We'll be making more videos. We'll talk about a bunch of different things, and I'm really excited to put this stuff out there and just share some of the knowledge that I've gained over these years of learning how to produce my own music. So guys, thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you back here next time. Deuces.